You're listening to the Wicked Theory Podcast.
We're very happy to have you back, even for a short visit.
And here we go.
Broadcasting to you live from Ben Affleck's yard sale, where all bad stuff is priced to go. This is the Wicked Theory Podcast. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's a little bit different this week. That's Brother Bob over there. Just a little. No, that's typical.
Yeah, that's typical.
Yeah, shutting your
And I'm
mic
not
down.
different.
Oh,
Hello,
well,
everybody. What's up?
you are quite different. And then, let's see, who we got at the table? Anybody else? Nope, crickets.
Well, nobody at the table, but no reason for crickets.
Well, that's true. That's fair. That's fair. I guess we'll turn up the queue here and welcome Agent Palmer, designated fill-in.
That's me.
That's you. That's
Yeah.
you. Welcome to the show. It's been a while.
I did some research, Bill.
Uh-oh. Okay.
So I have
Is it
been
research about you?
about us.
Okay, continue.
So I have been on
So it's about you.
3 shows
I'm
of
sorry.
the Wicked Theory podcast since my last appearance on the main show.
I'm sorry. I stepped on you exactly when you said the number. That's the part I think cut out.
I've been 3 shows since my last appearance on the main show. We did that gift ideas thing.
Oh, okay.
We did that 50 questions filler episode.
Right.
And then we did a librarium. That's how long ago it's been. I haven't been on the main Wicked Theory podcast show since April of 2017.
So is that a problem, or I can't
I'm
tell
just-
which way?
I think that's a good thing.
I can't tell if he's mad or if he wants a cookie. Like I
Yeah,
don't,
really.
I don't know what the deal is.
I'm just saying it's been a long, like I didn't realize, I thought like I've been on a show, like a main show, because
Gotcha.
you did have me as a filler. I
Sure.
haven't been on the main show since episode 100.
Right. Well, it's about fair.
Evidently, Bill would rather not have a show than have you on the show.
Ding, ding, ding.
I get a bell for that
yeah,
one.
and I'm thinking about it, and it's hard to argue with some of that logic. So
Thank you.
Yeah, I probably should have waited another few more because this is 196. 200's right around the corner. We could have just made it a flat 200, but our buddy Jay had to bang out some personal stuff going on at home, and so I was like, let's pull Palmer in. He's available.
It's not the shortest amount of time you've given me for notice to be on the show, though.
That's true. That's true.
You did call me once and be like, hey, we're doing this show in about an hour?
Oh, I'm surprised it was that much.
Yeah, you gave me an hour.
Well, that was nice of me that day, I guess.
Was this because I asked you about Dom?
No.
This is already in the works.
This was already in the works. Yeah. That's why I was like, leave poor Dom alone. He's probably got plans. He's young, strapping
Yeah,
young
he
lad.
still gets the opportunities to play with boobs.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I miss those. Anyway,
Laying?
What?
Who? What?
What?
Oh boy, here we go. All right, so this is episode 196. We do it live every Saturday night. If you're listening live, thanks. That's cool of you. And we do it, there's a chat room. You can come listen to us live on Mixlr, mixlr.com/wicked-theory. There's a chat room. You can get in there, hang out. We're going to give you kids a chat room game, something to do, and then we'll come back and we'll all laugh at your witticisms. A little bit later, we're going to get into some pop culture, a little bit of news reviews and other nonsense. I have a kind of a game thing that I feel like will be right up Palmer's alley because it's internet related, and he
is all things internet.
most things.
I have been reading more and more on the history of the internet.
Well, keep that to yourself
All right, as
because
long
that
as-
sounds dry and boring as fuck.
As long as we're not going down the road of you being actually related to the internet. I think the whole 23andMe thing and testing that might be a little difficult.
Weird joke.
Yeah, I know.
Weird joke there, Bob.
That took a turn.
That took a turn. I feel like I'm going to start calling you out on these more and more often. Well, you were already committed. I feel like it was a thing where you were like, I can save this one. Maybe I can save this one.
That's why I went with the whole 23andMe thing.
Yeah, that's why. Fair enough. All right. So speaking of funny, you can send us emails if you want to. We'll do some emails later. Podcast@wickedtheory.com. And check us out. You can leave us voicemail if you like doing that at speakpipe.com/wickedtheory. Chat room game this week is going to be horrific romantic comedies. Your example is Sleepless on Elm Street. And that's it. That's only. I'm giving one example this week. I feel like this one's a little bit easier. At least in my book. I don't know. I'm probably wrong. I've been wrong the last few weeks with these. But I don't know. We'll see what the kids do with it. You know what I mean? Let's see who we have hanging out in the chat room. Palmer, you are literally in the chat room. Do you have at least one other person in there with you? Who you're not dating?
Well, James is in the chat room.
James is in the chat room.
James is in the chat room.
All right.
And Sammy's in the chat room.
And Sammy's in the chat room.
All right.
All right. Very cool. Very cool.
All right.
People coming and going too, I guess, right?
I've got four, including you and me.
Okay. Well, this is why we let you out of the basement, because we needed your help up here. All right, buddy?
Yeah, but what we don't see is that there are actually like 8 people around each computer.
Right. That's it. Everyone's having like a little party,
Right.
a little Wicked Theory podcast party.
Right. There's no way to account for those people.
Hashtag pod party.
Right. It's actually it's actually like 10 to 1 is the ratio.
Is the ratio.
And I feel bad for all of them because with Jay not here, they'll all remain sober through the Wicked Theory drinking game.
Well,
we say fuck a lot.
I think there's a difference between a drink along with Jay and a Wicked Theory drinking game. And it's Wicked Theory drinking game. Like, a drink along with Jay will get you fucked up as it is. Just drink along with him. You know what I mean? The Wicked Theory drinking game should be able to apply even when he's not here, though.
Yeah, but I feel like all of like the easy ones,
right,
and even the middle-sized ones are like all Jay things that he does every week anyway. We just didn't know that they were going to be as common as they became.
Maybe you won't get wrecked as you normally would, but I think
you might remember this episode.
Yeah, I think you'll get a good buzz on it.
You won't end up on the floor underneath your chair.
I'm sure whatever the rules are for the Wicked Theory drinking game, we are doing all of them, because basically what is it? It's kind of like, any drinking game is like,
how often you drink every time I interrupt with the guitar?
Well, that's true. It's that kind of thing. Or
listen, my heart goes out to everybody, and I hope that no one ends up in a closet. Shout out to Matt from Reasons Are Several.
Okay, he's in a closet.
He fell asleep in a closet after podcasting one night.
Oh, well.
Drinking and podcasting, and then slept in a closet.
That's not comfortable.
Closet. It was his closet, though. It wasn't like a stranger's closet.
Well,
I feel like that needs to be stated.
Well, that's good. That's better than other places.
It sounds like
but
a
his
normal
bed was not that far away.
No,
so.
yeah. It sounds like a matter of convenience in the moment.
It does kind of sound like something that would happen in a Manhattan apartment.
Yeah. You would think
that's about the size of a closet,
right? You would be in the closet and be like, "Wow, where did this room come from?" I got a whole other room here. Bob's playing on a brand new acoustic guitar tonight.
Yeah.
Bob, where did this guitar come from?
Well, I got this 3/4 scale size Van Gogh acoustic guitar from my friend Dan Thompson over on Guns and Guitars on YouTube. That's a YouTube channel. He does videos on reviewing accessories and kits and parts and stuff like that for guns and guitars that are reasonably priced.
That's quite the
like high-end stuff.
That's quite the channel.
Yeah, so he broke through at 100,000 subscribers, and he decided he was going to start giving away some of the stuff he was starting to get for free.
Okay.
To review and things like that.
Sure.
So he picked out a bunch of people who were outstanding supporters of the show, including myself, to give some stuff to, and so I figured I'd give it a shot today.
Right.
So Dan, And Guns and Guitars, thank you very much. If you're looking for an honest YouTuber to get some advice from, and you're into guns or guitars or whatever,
Right.
check them out.
There you go. There you go. Very cool. Very cool. It's always good to get free shit.
Yeah, and check out the Van Gogh acoustic guitar that I'm playing because it's actually kind of cheap and it's pretty good. It's pretty cool. Lots of high-end accoutrements on it.
It's sharp looking.
Yeah, it's got lots of binding and stuff, front and back and all that, so it's fancy.
I actually like the fact that it's like unfinished.
Yeah, it's got a satin finish.
It's got like a very simple satin finish. It's which is different. It just looks different. It feels different. Tactile wise. You know what I mean? I can't speak to playing.
And because it's meant to be a little smaller, it's not a deep dish acoustic guitar. It's not one of these things you gotta like hang your arm over big time like you're hugging a bear to go around to play the strings. It's meant to be played electrically because it's an acoustic electric.
Fucking electricity.
Yeah. And in the bedroom.
And in the bedroom.
You know
when
what I'm
you're
saying?
serenading the ladies.
If you want volume, you're going to have to plug it in.
I feel like it's one you can pitch up high on your chest, too, like a mariachi, because it's like a little smaller.
It is a little smaller. It's 22.5-inch scale instead of 25-inch scale, which is normal. So.
All right. Well, Palmer, anything new with you? That
Not really, man.
Yeah.
Not really.
Okay.
No, just the usual. I'll get the plug out right away.
Okay.
New posts every Thursday,
That's true.
and occasionally an extra one on Mondays. But other than that, agentpalmer.com every Thursday, new content.
That's the place to be
That's it.
on Thursdays.
Yep.
It's not must-see TV anymore.
Nope. I've completely dethroned NBC. I think that was Thursday.
Yeah. I didn't know that you were the guy, though. Okay. All right. We'll take it.
It's more like must-stream AP.
There you go. I was trying to find it, and I gave up on it because I was like, no, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. But you got it. You got it.
See, I'm good sometimes.
Sometimes. All right.
You need me in the writer's room.
All right. Don't start bragging about it.
To buffer myself, I mean.
Right. Oh, well, once I get one of those going. So with that, I guess as the kids are hanging out in the chat room and doing their thing, we'll kind of shift over to some news. We got a little bit of news, not a whole heck of a lot, but we got some stuff. Acoustic news.
I'll be honest. I prefer News O'Clock. I really do. I don't know.
Well, it's what you're used to,
The classics.
Yeah.
Hey.
News O'Clock. Does it make you feel better?
It does.
Let me ask you, like when you're by yourself, let's say Steph's not around or before she moved in, would you sing along with me when I did that? Is that like one of those things?
No, because by now
I bet you Wesley does it.
No. The reason I don't sing along is because the first time I went to, you let me down and didn't say it. Somehow Bill fucking knows, and he's just fucking with me this week.
I got you.
And now that I'm really kind of doing other things behind the scenes, I'm kind of just in it by the time, I take these little, like, when Bob's playing, I get to, like, take a breath, have a sip of coffee or something.
Right. So, well, have some coffee, because I'm going to talk for a minute, all right? Now's a coffee sipping moment for you, if you needed to know.
Okay. This is news for Bill and only Bill.
Yeah, that's actually kind of how the setup is. It's like this is the one thing I feels like worth talking about. No, I saw a trailer. People can check it out. It's for something called Love, Death, Robots. It's a anthology series coming to Netflix. David Fincher is one of the executive producers behind it, but it's animated, like hardcore sci-fi, like mature audiences.
With David Fincher involved.
Yeah, you would think so. Moody as hell. It looks. I don't know how many episodes off the top of my head, but it's a bunch of different kind of animation styles. So there's a couple of computer, a lot of them classically hand-drawn kind of style. Bob's leaving the table, in case you were wondering what that noise was. that rolling noise. But by now, I think people just know every week. 2 cups.
So Bill,
I'm just gonna watch Bob. I don't know what's wrong with him.
Bill,
Yeah.
are you? What are you most excited about this? Because I know,
Right.
and a lot of people know that classic hand-drawn animation is something you enjoy, but I also understand that you're probably in love with the subject matter too. So is this like the perfect thing for you, like
Yeah.
on visually and content-wise and everything? This is just Bill.
Yeah. I mean, and also too that it's like, it doesn't look like it's gonna feel like super Japanesey, which is no problem with that. But it wouldn't be too bad if like we started seeing some stuff that was like, oh, American kind of hardcore animation that isn't just a Batman direct-to-video thing. Like, you know what I mean?
What was the last animated thing? Not counting all the Batmans, because I feel like Batman has
I
a
don't know.
decent animated thing every 6 months.
Sure.
If you discount Batman, what was the last animated thing you really liked?
Did you see the latest Spider-Man?
No, I didn't. But I mean, look, if you kind of mean like
Castlevania was really good.
right, Castlevania probably is like one of the last things I did see. To be honest with you, now that I think about it, that wasn't like some comedy thing or to be silly, but like drama and genre kind of thing. Yeah, the Castlevania series on Netflix might have been the last thing. I mean, Voltron was pretty fucking badass too. But again, that's not kiddie, but it's definitely not as hardcore as like this other thing looks. I'm just overdue for some really cool like hardcore animated shit that's like, there's no interest in selling merch or it's like, just one and done. Let's just have a cool fucking show kind of thing, And I guess some of that you'll get over on Cartoon Network on Adult Swim sometimes, but not to this level. This looks pretty intense, and I'm excited for it. So
Sounds good.
So with that, that's all I got is one item. So
Wow, you wussed out this week, huh?
well, I don't know if I'd call it that as
well,
much as that.
I
Like the
guess
only
I
other
should-
thing I had was just stuff we were going to talk about anyway,
Right, okay.
like this fucking Howard the Duck news.
Yeah. Wow, I was like blown away when I saw this, and I'm sure you were too, because this is kind of like left field.
A little bit.
Yeah, this evidently Marvel gave Kevin Smith, who now realistically he's basically Stan Lee's the son I never had,
Right. Sure.
on record.
Right.
you
Right.
know?
Right.
They gave him Howard the Duck as an animated
Yeah.
show, and I was blown away by this because I couldn't. It's the moment I saw the two together,
Right.
I just thought Clerks, the animated series, and this should be a home run right out of the gate.
And so Marvel announced like 4 shows that are going to come to Hulu, 4 animated shows, but this one's getting the most attention. So in looking something up on it, it turns out that his partner on it is actually the guy, Meatwad himself,
Right.
from Aqua Teen Hunger Force, the creator of that show. So
Yeah,
Between the two of them.
there's like this is going to be insane, and this is probably going to be a home run right out the gate. There's no reason that this thing should fail.
yeah, I mean, at the very least, I do, I know that it'll be a thing where I just wonder how far it'll go, but I'm excited for it. Even if they kind of hold back a little bit, I have a feeling it'll be a great kind of like darker, bent, more fucked up kind of version. You know,
The new guy behind Hulu is all behind this. He's even I'm getting the feeling that he wants Hulu to jump on where Netflix is jumping off with Marvel,
right?
And he sees this is the perfect way to prove.
Sure.
Prove that the two can work together, and he wants more of this kind of stuff to happen.
Yeah.
He wants this to happen in groups.
Sure, Palmer.
I mean, listen, Hulu is part of the Fox deal, so that's eventually going to be all House of Mouse anyway. I just, and this is a long shot, but I just want to see Carl show up.
Some kind of crossover.
Oh, so like just in the background, just yelling something stupid.
Well, I'll
be
put it like
perfect.
this: it's possible. Here's the thing, because only because on some level, but only because it's like a thing where you know, there could be some kind of multiple universe jumping in an episode or something like that, and you know, I don't know about rights and all that shit, but you might get something that's kind of like supposed to tip you off that that's the idea.
Aren't Blunt Man and Chronic Marvel characters now too? Aren't they comic book
No, well,
characters
they were in a comic, but that was indie published. But Kev can just sign off on that. He owns all the rights to that. So if he wanted to like stick those guys or any of himself in it, you know, for an episode or some stupid silliness, you know, absolutely.
Yeah,
because it is. Yeah, go ahead.
It is good that it's getting animated though, because I feel like this is a show that works better when it's all equal. Do you know what I mean? Like I know CG has come a long way,
right?
But there's only so much, and for as good as Seth Green was in his 2 lines as Howard the Duck in the modern MCU, we don't need a full movie with that particular duck.
No, you know what's funny is that like it does kind of, even when you do see him in that one little cameo at the end of Guardians, it is a thing where it's like, I mean that's cool, but you also can kind of remember, it reminds you of everything of why it doesn't really work live action. It's just almost too, against regular looking humans, it's almost too odd.
Yeah.
So yeah, and animation's the way to go, so the stories can just get crazier.
Yeah, absolutely. This is perfect.
Other shows that they announced are Tigra and Dazzler, which has got Chelsea Handler involved.
Yeah, which that's probably the one.
Yeah, go ahead, Paul.
Go ahead, Palmer.
I read an article setting up those two, and I was just like, I feel like I want to like this, but I feel like it's not for me. Like, I feel like I'm not allowed to watch that one.
Well, I'd say let's wait till we see it, because the thing that's kind of like saying to me that also too, the other show is Hit Monkey, which is a character that's like very much lesser known, and I think Marvel might have picked that up from somebody, much in the way that like Marvel picked up Men in Black. It's not really like a Marvel property originally, but like it seems to me like these shows are kind of going at a MODOK show with Patton Oswalt involved. Like I think they're going for like Hulu's going to be our place for the edgier stuff that Marvel wants to do on TV. You know what I mean? Maybe that's going to be the outlet. Disney Plus will be safe, cuddly, and cute, and Marvel mainstream stuff that spins out of the movies directly. But like if it's got like certain kind of like death count or cursing, well, let's see it on Hulu. And so for now, it'll be just these animated projects. But all these projects have some kind of angle of an edge or some kind of like just, you know, fuck the world kind of aspect to them.
An oddball quality.
Absolutely.
This is the next level, right? So, Bill, for the length and breadth of all 196 episodes of this particular show, you've talked about like this is the great renaissance of geekness, right? Like you talk about you reminisce about the classic Captain America, right? And then you're like, but look at what we have now. So did you ever think that there would be like, no, this is the platform for edgy comic stuff? Like, did you ever think like we'd get that? Like, yes, we got everything we got, and now all of a sudden there's a home for edgy comic book stuff, separate from the mainstream like movie-going audience stuff.
Well, the fact that there's a place for Marvel's edgy stuff, which Marvel really doesn't do a lot with in its own comics. Like some of it is kind of, but like it's so like few and far removed. Like Howard the Duck's last comic series, Chip Zdarsky was involved in it, and he's a really great artist writer who's like really like a nut job, and he's funny as hell. Like everything he works on is usually comedy or humor based, and so his run on Howard was pretty good. He was trying to do some different things, but outside of like the Punisher, it's like Marvel doesn't usually get too dark too often. So yeah, the fact that Marvel's got a place where they're gonna put some stuff out is just kind of surprising and cool to know that they'll find a pocket to kind of, you know, kind of do a thing. Supposedly these shows are going to culminate in a crossover, much like Netflix's Defenders, called The Offenders.
I was reading that as well. Yes.
So there's some kind of master plan afoot.
Yeah, so that's great though. I think that's I think it's a combination that's going to work.
Yeah, and congrats to Kev because he was hinting at
Absolutely.
it. He was chomping at the bit for a while. He's like, I'm working on a thing, man.
Yeah, at least 6 months.
And I really can't believe it. And everything now that he was hinting at makes sense. That okay, it was for Marvel. And
Yeah, we were all starting to think that maybe he was going to replace James Gunn.
yeah, stuff like
But
that.
that's
And like,
what I was thinking.
because it's
at
like,
one point.
what are they gonna let him do? Like, so
Yeah.
this is a perfect fit.
Yeah, this is perfect for him. Congratulations, Kevin.
Congratulations, Kev. I know you're listening. If you want to put us on the Smodcast network, just let me know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
I wouldn't mind making some ad revenue. And then there's more cartoon news from Bob. Just in a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah, so
Wrong franchise, but you know what I'm saying.
right, yeah. So there's going to be a new
Same hope.
Same hope, right?
Yeah. I'm trying to bring it up.
Well,
I keep hitting the wrong link, but it's it's good. There's going to be another Star Trek cartoon, not the one that's already been announced.
Right.
This one's in the works at Nickelodeon.
okay.
All right. So this one is meant to be for the kids,
Sure.
whereas the other one's meant to be for fans and may or may not be a little
Sure.
hard on or edgy. This is going to be for the kids.
So this is like Star Trek Junior Academy or something like that?
Yeah.
Or did they have any kind of nuggets?
It's basically, I can tell you that they're being kept under wraps, but it's going to be from the writers, Kevin and Dan Hageman.
Okay.
These are the guys who have done shows like Ninjago, Masters of Spinjitzu,
Oh, my favorite.
Troll Hunters. They also worked on Hotel Transylvania, the Lego movie, and the Lego Ninjago movie.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And they have their own management. So they're known writers. This would be the first time that it would be outside of CBS All Access.
Mm-hmm. Right. Everything else is
Everything else is going to be under that, but the people at Nickelodeon and Viacom are very high on this.
Okay.
So if you want to get your kid hooked on Star Trek early,
This is the way to do it.
this is going to be the way to do it. It's a little early now. This is not going to be the one. This is not going to be like the one from the Rick and Morty
Oh, right.
writer Mike McMahon.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
You know,
This will be a different thing.
keep them away from that one.
Yeah. They have to graduate up to
Yeah,
it.
you might have. Yeah, you might have to wait till they're like in intermediate school.
Right. All right.
But yeah, so yeah, more cartoons on Star Trek.
Who would have seen that coming? I guess it's just somebody made a good pitch. All right.
Yeah. So wow, I see there's something special in the doc net coming up.
Well,
next, huh?
well, Palmer's our guest, and in order to play along, he's brought a couple of things for the news section here.
I did. There were a couple of kids movies, sequels, if
Yeah,
you will,
yeah.
that popped up, trailers that popped up this week.
Okay.
And
Right.
out of curiosity, I watched the trailers, and I have no clue what these are about. Right. So the trailer for Frozen 2 dropped,
I saw that one.
and all I know is the Ice Princess. I don't know which name. I know the names, but I don't know which name goes to which.
She's Elsa.
But Elsa goes wave hopping, or
Well,
attempts
she's
to go-
trying to.
go wave hopping.
Yes.
And then there's a that's like half the trailer, and then the other
Right.
half is all the characters mashed into 30 seconds.
Little
And it's
montage.
like Frozen 2, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, there's like no story beats that are clear,
Nothing.
hardly any dialogue.
Yeah, Palmer. Here's a question for you.
Mm.
After the reception of the last movie, does it matter if it has no plot at all? It's going to make
You know what?
$1
I
billion
don't-
anyway.
I don't think that's
Exactly.
the question. I think the question is, does it have another hit single on the soundtrack?
Oh yeah, absolutely. They're just going to go back to the cookie cutter, and go
The machine.
dot dash dot dash,
Yeah, they're going back to the machine,
and insert an 18-year-old female vocalist here, and boom.
and boom, there you go. But yeah, I mean, I guarantee there's more pressure on this one to make sure that song's an earworm, like the other one's never been.
Oh, can you imagine, Bill? Like, okay, all right, so you're going to be writing a song for Frozen 2. Thanks, great, awesome. Okay, it's got to be as catchy and as popular as that first song. Wait, what? I didn't sign on for that.
Well, the kids that saw that are a little older now. So maybe what you could do is the song for this one can be, "I Still Didn't Let It Go." Like,
Well, here's
like how people are in the real world. I guess I can't let it go because the first one was "Let it go, let it go, let it go. Just get over it." Like, you know what I mean? But
maybe that's the sequel. Just get over it already.
Yeah, right. I thought you were gonna let it go.
Or it's time to get over it.
Bill, that's the question, and I guess Frozen's a very good example of it. Is the original Frozen? I don't know what the real age range, but I presume that was for smaller kids. So what do you even target Frozen? I mean, is that why they didn't give it like a plot? It's because they want the people that have been up with it to be able to watch it, but they want that younger generation. They don't want to give you a plot at all and turn anybody off at all.
I thought the trailer was actually kind of like really well chosen. Like they picked a scene where you know exactly what is going on, but you just don't know why. And because she's trying over and over again to do this thing with the ice power, like she's at the shoreline and there's these giant waves that are coming in, and she's trying to use her ice powers to kind of like run over the waves, get past the waves. For some reason, she's trying to get into the ocean. Doesn't look like she's just trying out her powers, like she's aggressively trying to do something. And it kind of pulls you in real quick. But then the rest of it cuts to a montage where it's just like, hey, there's that cute guy. Hey, there's the snowman. Like, you know what I mean? So that's just to give you all the familiar bits. But, like, I think it's supposed to be a thing where, like, if you're a kid, like, you're like, what is she trying to do? Like, you know, oh, my God. Like, it's just supposed to get your mind spinning, where if I was a little kid and it was maybe not Elsa, but they did it with something else that as a boy I was into and just kind of, like, left me dangling like true teaser fashion, because usually that's what they're supposed to do, these pre-trailers. These first ones are supposed to be the teaser, and then like the real trailer comes out, like the 2.5-minute trailer comes out. So the first one's always supposed to be like quick scenes, 30,
get you excited,
35
get you thinking
seconds,
about it, get you wanting more.
But usually they give you just like it just feels like a short trailer, and they give you plenty. But this was good. I liked it. It was almost like, oh, they took the Marvel approach of saying, we don't have to give away too much too fast. They know what it is. We know we can give them just enough crumbs.
Which is what old school trailers used to do.
Right. Yeah. Which is good that it's coming back around.
Well, speaking of old school trailers, the other trailer that dropped this week,
yes,
Toy Story, we made another one.
Right.
Just shows you all of the characters you've known from the previous movies, and that's it.
Okay, well, because they don't want you to know that the whole movie is a yard sale where people are trying to sell them for a quarter.
That's basically it. I mean, I saw the other trailer that came out where it's really just you kind of get to see Key and Peele's characters kind of messing with Buzz, I think. But I didn't see this new one that came out this week. I missed that one.
There was all it is them all holding hands, and the camera's basically panning around all of them. And it's nice, and then somebody lets go, and it all goes to shit. But it's all in slow-mo. I saw the first one and have not seen any of the others since. So,
well, supposedly don't see 3. I think 3 is the one that's like supposed to make men cry. But
I thought that was Rudy.
Well, that too, but that's if you're into football. But because all men were into toys.
Astin.
Right, or you just really like Sean Astin. But because all guys liked toys at a smaller age, it's more universal, I think. For some reason, men were crying in droves.
Men can relate to the toy figures of Buzz and Woody because those are old school boy toys.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
It's not like these safe toys you got these days.
Sponges. Like the stuff like no edges. These safe toys,
like that silly putty.
They took away all the good toys. Just soft objects from now on, kids.
Nothing with edges.
No edges, no sharp corners, please. Don't want anybody losing an eye. All right, and then okay, I see you moved that. All right, so then all right.
If you want, chat game's ready.
Already? Well, we only have a couple of people in there.
They're slowing down.
No. There was one for every 10 to 1, remember?
Get your little party involved.
There should be 100
we had a bunch. We did have some, but it did slow down.
Well, we got more here than we got last week.
Okay, that's good.
So that's good. So let me throw on a little A little fighting music.
Yeah, well, I think last week it was a little bit of a challenge, wasn't
Actually,
it?
you know what? Let's not do this music. Let's do some horror music because it's horror stuff.
Okay.
This.
All right, so it
What
was
do we got?
horrific romantic comedies. Friday the 14th, so it's Valentine's Day.
Okay.
So that's not bad.
Yeah.
Freddy Loves Jason. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Ghosts of Girlfriends Past in Amityville. Murder, Actually, instead of Love, Actually. I like that one. The Hills Have Eyes for You. 10 Things I Hate About Murdering You. You've Got Saw. When Freddie Met Sally. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. I feel like you can do a whole fucking Saturday Night Live
Yeah.
there with that one. How to Murder a Guy in 10 Days. Oh, I remember the original.
Yeah.
What Psychos Want.
That's dating 101.
51st Murders. That's pretty good.
Okay.
Crazy Stupid Murderer. The 40-Year-Old Leatherface.
Okay.
Time Traveler's Zombie. Yeah, I remember the other one. Time Traveler was something or other. There's Something About Murder. Saw, Actually. My Big Fat Greek Murder. Best Friend's Wake. Sweet Home Elm Street. Romancing the Bone. Okay, that might be another movie. He puts in his power fat. Crazy Rich Asian Werewolf in London. Okay.
Okay. That's actually good.
That might be a good skit too.
Yeah.
Romancing the Murderer. That's pretty good.
Okay.
She's All Dead. A Tremors to Remember. And The Ghoul Next Door. Well, thanks for playing.
All right. You got to. There were a few in the beginning there. I should have given bells to.
Everybody gets a bell.
Everybody
You get
gets
a
a
bell,
bell.
and you get a bell. You're all getting bells. Palmer, no bell. No bell for you.
None of them are participation bells. They were all earned.
They're all earned.
You liked the one I put in there, Bill, so you can't take it back.
Did I laugh at it? Yeah.
You did.
Oh,
You did.
shit.
When Freddie Met Sally.
Yeah, that's true. May I please partake of your pecan pie? I don't do a good Freddy, but that is a reference from Harry and Sally. All right, so we're just cooking along here, buddy.
Is it game time?
Well, we just did the game. You know what? I can come back to that. We can go to Meanwhile, I guess. I guess. What do you think about that, Palmer? Do I get a look of approval or disapproval for that?
No, that's a look of approval.
I can't tell because it was so slight, the movement you made, and having you out of the basement as a live producer right now is very strange for me.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm not in studio. You'd throw shit at me. Like, I know that's how it goes. Like, Bill, you got to wrap up. Like, go to the next thing, and something's flying at my head. Like, I would need a legit booth to be in with, like, one of those super, like, plexiglass, like, super strength glass things.
Nah, I'll just get you, like, a lacrosse helmet. Let's get to, like, the cage on the front. You're good with that. That's all you need.
No. Because when there's some booze left in the bottle that Jay throws at me and it breaks across the mask, like, you get some,
You get some
alcohol.
shrapnel. Right, yeah. I got whiskey in my eyes.
No, we'll get you a football helmet like with JPP from the Giants, his face mask, where you can barely you can barely put a pinky in there.
I'll get you some of those original, just a leather helmet they had back when they started that shit.
All right, fine. I'll just fucking put a stormtrooper helmet on, all right?
I'm sure you got one.
All right. So with that, let's just jump right.
No denials, right there. He's just
No,
looking
he's
around
not-
the room. Is it up? Is it behind me?
Can they see it?
Meanwhile,
Meanwhile, so in the realm of TV and whatnots and
Yeah.
things we've seen this week,
What you got?
I got two shows that seem similar but are kind of not, but kind of are. They both started this week. The Umbrella Academy on Netflix and Doom Patrol over on DC Universe. So both based on comics. Both, Palmer's got his hand up. Go ahead.
I have to stop you right there.
Well, seems like you do.
Only because
I hope
saw-
we agree on that.
We do.
That you had to continue.
I did. I saw a tweet today that said, I've never seen a fight choreographed to They Might Be Giants until now. Thank you, Umbrella Academy. Did you get to that part, and is it cool?
Well, I was going to get to that part,
Oh, I had
but
to.
but you put your hand up, and
skip to
you
the
wanted to steal the only thunder I had, and was hoping to surprise you with. But then again, you already knew. So
I did.
you did. So yeah, Umbrella Academy first episode has a fight scene set to "They Might Be Giants" track, which was a nice little surprise for me. But so Umbrella Academy, it's they're both. Well, what the thing is that like where Doom Patrol, I think, is a play on X-Men kind of, where you have like the older dude who's like overseeing this team of young people who have abilities and are misfits.
Right.
Umbrella Academy is a newer book that is a play on Doom Patrol kind of in a way, where Doom Patrol was like, oh no, but we're gonna be like that, but like really quirky and weird. Umbrella Academy was like, okay, well, this is going to be like my version of that. And that's actually from Umbrella Academy was created by Gerard Way, who was the lead singer of My Chemical Romance. And it's a great series. It's a beloved comic series. So in Umbrella Academy, the main old dude, in that show, a bunch of babies are born to women like inside of like 10 minutes. Like they're not
Right.
pregnant and all of a sudden they pop out a baby inside of like 10 minutes. It's like this phenomenon that happens. And I think like 48 babies are born or whatever. This guy who's like an Alan Quartermain type dude, he
Right.
gets super rich adventurer and, science guy. He gets his hands on like 7 kids. And so you catch up now as they're older and he has just died and you're getting to know all of them and shit. And so a lot of quirky, weird fun, a lot of fucking dark, messed up humor, a lot of interesting plays on the particular abilities that people have. I'm only 2 episodes in on that.
Right.
And it's a lot of fun so far. I can't really wait to get back to it. And on Doom Patrol, similar but different.
Yeah, I'm hearing good things about this.
And it's hard for me to tell which one is like better or more fun in any particular way because they're kind of doing a very similar thing but in their own ways. Palmer?
So I can't help but go back to
Umbrella Academy.
30 Rock and Studio 60, which only overlapped for one. No, hold on. They overlapped for 1 year on cable television.
Okay.
And it was basically proven that you can't do the same thing twice. Like people like the comedy over the drama, so the half hour won out.
Well,
Is this a scenario where the two things together are going to, like, can they both survive is my
yes.
point.
Yes.
And is it because it's streaming?
No. Well, that might play a part of it, but I think the thing is that Studio 60 sucked, like legitimately.
I'm not going to disagree.
No. Oh, well, I'm saying
usually
if you have 2 things that are similar and they come out at the same time, one seems to kind of dominate over the other. I'll say the only thing that's like the difference that might factor into that is that, DC's is going to come out every week, 1 episode, and Netflix drops all at once. So, like, inside of a day or 2, you know exactly where, like, you've got a better sampling rate up front with Umbrella Academy to say this is for me or not for me. Whereas
Right.
with Doom Patrol, you have to, they kind of take their time, and you got to wait like another week or 2 to kind of get a real grasp on where are we going with it.
Right. You're not just sitting there getting through the whole thing all in one sitting.
Yeah.
You've got to be fed this over weeks.
Yeah, so it's like, but other than that, I feel like Doom Patrol is definitely doing more quirky, where it's like not silly, but like unabashed quirkiness, whereas Umbrella Academy is like a darker spin on the academy or school for heroes kind of thing a little bit. So like they were young adventurers when they were kids, and now they've all gotten older and split up and gone into their own lives,
So it
and they're all kind of darker or whatever.
So it sounds like these things might be different enough to separate themselves.
Yeah, and that's what I think it comes down to. I think on the surface you'd be like, oh, okay, it's a bunch of these kooky characters in a big old rich mansion house,
Right.
and they're just kind of left of center superhero stuff, which is true. But once you get into the nitty gritty, they're both really good in their own unique ways. So It's interesting to me that they both kind of dropped the same week. So
Right.
pick what you like, but I think they're both really strong shows, and like very, very promising, and both look like they have a ton of money put into them.
Yeah. Actually, I was reading more than one review saying, "Well, this is something. Now I have to go get DC Universe because of this show, because
Right.
of Doom Patrol."
Yeah, and I think that's
So
hopefully
that says a lot.
Yeah, and I think that might be the way that goes a little bit because some of their shows are going to be just people were surprised at how hard edged Titans was for what it was. So this and eventually Swamp Thing, and down the line other stuff. It's not just going to be fluff over there.
Right.
But that's all I got for that. So those are both recommendations.
Cool.
Pick what you like. I liked both.
Cool.
Brother Bob has
Yes,
a couple
Bill.
has a couple of things.
I do actually.
And then you and Jay have Agent Palmer have one that overlaps.
We do.
So
Well,
we'll save that for a second.
Okay.
The overlapper.
well, I'm assuming that you're not talking about the car.
Correct.
Okay. So the car, Road to Revenge.
Previously on the Wicked Theory podcast.
Yeah, it was mentioned as Jay as it was going to be coming out soon,
Yeah.
right? And the original was something that I got to see when I was a little kid on TV, and it was one of those classic low budget movie of the week kind of horror movies.
Sure.
Everything was just like cheese ball, low rent. It was before even like Friday the 13th. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
So now you come back to how do you do a sequel to something like that?
Fair enough.
Right.
And modern day, because it's been a long time in between.
Yeah. So, evidently you make it into when I think about this movie, I think about this movie in a way I think of the original version of It
Okay.
versus the new one.
Okay.
Okay, because the original version of It was what we got because it was what we were capable of getting on TV at the time.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So that's kind of the feel we get here. There's a bit of a low budget TV show quality to it,
Okay.
where they're trying to do like a TV movie on like a regular episodes budget.
Okay. Okay.
But that works because it's from a low budget
yeah.
movie.
Sure.
kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
You know
It's
what I mean?
consistent. Yeah.
So in that sense, it kind of works for me, and I was like, all right, I didn't really care about some of the bad dialogue, which was only sporadic, and things like that. So, but they made to make it a modern car to tie it into the original movie. They ultimately it ends up the modern car that gets possessed,
Right.
Gets beat up by the 2/3 point in the movie
Okay.
and sent to the junkyard.
Oh.
Okay, where lo and behold.
Oh.
We got ourselves aboard here like I gotta make surgery.
Oh, really? He runs into that guy.
underneath the tarp,
Sure.
right? So it's
Yeah.
total classic
we're gonna-
spin on the character. It was a total spin on like a real low budget like take on a junkyard character. You know
Right.
what I
Sure.
mean?
Sure. Junkyard guy. Yeah.
So
But he rebuilds her.
he rebuilds her with parts from the original one. Lo and
Oh.
behold.
Wow. What a coinky dink.
All right, so you end up with a modern day Chrysler 300 with an old school Lincoln front end
Okay.
because they're all big square.
Sure, yeah,
so
yeah.
So kind of like sensibly they were able to make it
So
work.
how does that look as a car? Does it look badass or does
Yeah, it looks
is
okay at the
okay.
end, but you know what I mean. There's a few times because you have like plot points that they kind of forced into the movie.
Sure.
That like the car's doing things that are like totally cheap and cheesy, just like they would have had to do back in the day.
Right,
Because it's
right.
like there's just no way of doing this movie
Yeah.
on our budget, so we have to do this, and this is not going to look good.
Right. Sure. Sure.
You know what I mean? Like at one point, the car is the person the car's possessed by is trying to get his ex-wife,
Okay.
but wants her back in a sense.
Okay.
And in a moment during a battle scene, someone ends up being smashed through his windshield, so now his windshield's wide open.
Okay.
Well, after the battle scene, she's laid out on a gurney, which happens to be raised really high, unnaturally high.
Does it line up with this open window on the vehicle?
It lines up with the above the line of the hood line.
Sure. Yeah.
So
right.
they old school speed up film magic.
I can see it in my head.
All
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
He rams into the thing, and she rolls on. Now it's like almost stop motion animation at this point between
jeez.
different cut angles, and trying to speed up like a half a second's worth of footage.
Right,
you
right.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
As you go to different angles.
Mm-hmm.
So it ends up looking really, really bad.
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right.
That's funny, though.
But look, this movie does try.
Wow.
And for what it is and for what it's trying to do, I totally get it, and I was having fun with it, and I liked it.
Sure. It sounds like one. Like
Yeah, it's one of these things. It's like
you gotta have fun
you gotta
with it.
take it with a grain of salt. You gotta sit
Yeah.
down with this kind of movie and just kind of laugh with it.
Sure.
And in that sense, it's actually a stash.
Nice.
I'm not that kind of person to stash these kind of movies. For me, it's a cash, but somebody else with similar taste,
Right.
this would be a
real.
stash.
So if you're a collector.
Yeah, for a collector, this is probably, if you got to have the first one or you already have it, you got to have the second.
Oh, you got to
one.
have the
So
second.
this is definitely a stash for that.
The legend continues.
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of they try this. I want to remember the guy's last name, Grant something. He's actually from Defiant. Remember that show?
Okay. Yeah, I do remember the
The
show.
main guy.
I'd recognize
with
him
the
if I
alien, with the main girl, with the main
Okay, yeah.
alien daughter.
Okay. Yeah.
Him.
Okay. Like the main guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like the cop.
Okay.
in
I
this
can see
one.
that. It makes sense.
Yeah, so you could there's an attempt here to make a decent movie.
Very good.
You know what I mean? So yeah, as far as that goes, that's cool. And then Alita Battle Angel. Now, this is funny how I saw this because I actually saw it before it came out here.
Right.
Because I was actually
You got a call from James Cameron,
something like that.
and he was like, "Bob, I really want you to come
I
up
swear
to
to God,
my."
I was just like prowling around, and I was just trying to figure out how to browse with the Fire Stick because
Right,
my computer
sure.
crashed.
Right.
And I was just playing around, and suddenly the link
just-
to it.
It just
there was
played
this-
all on its own.
It's not quite like that, but so then there was a link there. I was like, oh, let me check this out.
Okay.
And it was a playable link. So I was
Nice.
like, okay.
Okay.
I don't know how that happened, but great. And no virus or anything. So
Point being.
But anyway, so I got to see a camera version, a camera of this.
Okay.
So, it's good. It's a very solid movie. But it's James Cameron safe.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean? You get that feeling from Avatar. You know what I mean? I did anyway. So, this is basically an amnesia movie.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Girl with amnesia movie kind of thing, but with a cyborg twist.
Nice.
And it's an origin movie.
Right. Well, you and Palmer saw it, so Palmer, some thoughts from you? We'll bounce back and forth here a little bit.
I will second Bob. It's an enjoyable popcorn flick,
Absolutely.
but
For everybody. This is safe all around. You can bring the little ones to this.
Okay.
my butt is for people who want to critique this film, or the series, or however you want to do it. It's derivative of so many different things depending on what your past experience in film is. Like I just kept watching the game, the sport, and I'm just like, this is like Murder Ball kind of.
Yes. Yeah.
And then Bob's right for the amnesia thing. There's a bit of a weird Pinocchio lost daughter thing going on.
Yeah.
There's a caste and class system stuff. So many things borrowed. This doesn't feel unique to itself, but it still works.
Okay.
It's kind of like a Final Fantasy story that way.
Yeah. Right. Where it's
It's
like
like all
I see
all
so
these,
many
all
other
these
things.
pro positive current events like plot points. They're all positive. And
Sure.
There's ultimately no real negative at the end,
Right.
but
Right.
no real super positive either. But that's without giving away spoilers.
Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah. The thing I will say, because it has been an animated series somewhere, and I know it's been a manga for I don't know how long.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Either.
You can tell they're going for franchise here, but I don't know if you can make this a franchise. Like, this is the most fun of this is because of Robert Rodriguez. Definitely not James Cameron's influence makes this as fun as it is. But I just feel like, like that's good. I don't need any more. Like, I didn't leave the theater going like, I can't wait to see the next one.
Right. No, but I think I'm like you. I'm thinking there's going to be like maybe 2 more movies at least.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With this, and maybe in between we'll finally get that second Avatar movie.
Right. Well, he was saying that he doesn't. He's not thinking that. But I mean, that's gonna happen no matter what. Because that's the other thing too. Is like these things don't even have to make money here anymore for them to get the sequel. You know what I mean? As long as it makes it international. But
True. I would say it's. I don't know. It's a home cash, like the equivalent of what like a Blockbuster would be. Like I don't know, like it would be worth spending the money on to rent, because it's cheaper than spending the money on it to buy it or get it in the theater.
I see what you're saying.
But you don't have to wait until it's free on Netflix.
Right.
So call it a rental.
Yeah, we'll call it a rental.
It's a rash.
It's a rent.
All right. So, and then last thing from you, Palmer, is you have a recommendation here for a service.
A service.
Service.
I've been playing around with Verve, or VRV, as the case may be, depending on who you ask or what you listen to.
Okay. I actually have that app on my Xbox.
It is. There's a lot of free stuff on Verve.
Mm-hmm.
First and foremost, you don't need to go premium. I did, because I wanted the width and breadth. It's everything you could imagine. Like it's got Geek and Sundry. It's got
Crunchyroll.
There's like 12 different services, or actually like 18 different services mashed into this one.
Yeah.
Today, Steph and I were watching Great Minds, which was on History Channel, which was one of Dan Harmon's shows.
Right.
They're actually working on a Harmon Quest season 3. Will be a VRV exclusive.
Okay.
I just recently finished watching the 2011 Thundercats reboot.
Oh yeah, right. You were telling me about that.
But there's so much stuff on this service. It's kind of amazing that it's just one service.
Yeah, well, it seems like it's a funnel for like smaller brands that make content that maybe is available in other places or has been or whatever, like Rooster Teeth, like those guys.
They're in there.
Like you said, Geek and Sundry, which is like Felicia Day and a bunch of other creators, and then also just more normal mainstream brands, which is like Crunchyroll, which is all anime stuff. So, I think it's a thing for people not maybe to dismiss it outright. And if you're really into like, a lot of content, if you're into eating up content, it might be a thing worth perusing.
I think the other part of it is you can find a channel for you. And then it's like, wait, but for $8 a month or whatever, $9 a month for the premium, I get all these other channels, and you'll find something there for yourself.
Okay.
Like there's so much stuff, because the other big one or semi-big one is Curiosity Stream is a part of it too.
Okay.
Not everybody likes the educational stuff, but it's all over. Like it's everything. It's kind of ridiculous.
Right.
Can't say enough good things about it so far.
Yeah, I see Steph is backing you up in the chat room. She's like, I love Verve and the fact that Palmer upgraded. Yeah, I got you. I'm just kind of scanning over the chat room, waiting for Bob to come back in a second here. I don't know where he was going, but I think he was going to. He might have went. Oh, hey, there he is. Hey, there he is. Oh, he's back.
I keep forgetting. We don't have Jay here.
You keep forgetting. Busy. Well, I think you keep forgetting we're doing a podcast, which is like,
Well, no, because in the past, when there's other people here, I can walk away.
Yeah, like to go to the bathroom maybe would be acceptable. I don't know where you were going this time though, because I caught you in the middle, so you were like, "Fuck!"
Yeah.
So you spun around like, "What do I do?"
Yeah. Well, I was actually going to wash the spoon and scoop some ice cream.
Eating during the show. Yep. So nothing changes, folks. 200 episodes. All right. So I got a game.
You haven't hit 200 yet.
I'm comfortable.
Don't get cocky.
Yeah, I know. This might be it. When I hit 200, I might just wrap it up. Just a hint.
He keeps saying that, but I don't believe him.
Yeah, well, it's getting to a point.
He just looked at me with eyes like he might fire me.
It's getting to a point. All right. So I was listening to a podcast this week, and I got a link from it, which is a fun little bit, which is called "Which is More Expensive?" And so basically, what this is going to do is going to give me 2 randomly selected domain names that were sold, and then so it's like which one of these got sold for more, right?
Okay.
So hold on, how do I refresh this one here? Continue. Okay, so basically, which one of these 2 guys? I'm asking you 2.
Okay.
Went for more? CafeWasabi.com or Resource.com without the E. So it's Resork. .com
Wasabi.
or Cafe Wasabi.
No, I'm going to go with Resource without the E.
Resource without the E and Wasabi?
No, I'm definitely going with Wasabi.
All right, let's take a look here. Ooh, it's kind of close. Cafe Wasabi went for more with $2,195 sale, and Resource with $1,288.
Okay.
All right, so you see what we're doing here? See how this is going? So this is randomly pulling them out. So some of them, because this is a big list, I think it's pulling from or in different language. So they're not really. This is one of those ones where I gotta hit the refresh a couple times. All right, so how about this one? Prepackages.com, Pre packages,
Right.
or Aily, or Aily, Aylie. However you might pronounce that, Aylie. Aily? Maybe that's how you spell it. Which one do you think went for more? Prepackages or Aily?
Well, pre-packages sounds like a business one, so I'm going to go with pre-packages.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm leaning to.
See, I'm leaning towards Eiley because it's shorter. Like those 5, I mean, that's what, 5 characters? Those domains are usually like super premium. I'm not saying they are, but those 5 character domains are like hard. I'm gonna go with that one. I'll go with the shorter one.
You'd be wrong. But I only by about $1,000 $1,000. Prepackages went for $3,800, and Eiley went for $2,100.
That's about $1,700 there, Bill.
Well, once again, I am not here for the math. All right, so how about this one? A misspelling on university with 2 Y's on the end, or chauffeurvtc.com. So university with 2 Y's, or chauffeur VTC.
By the way, university with 2 Y's is desperation branding. I don't want to change my name, but I need to get this domain.
Yeah.
What was the other one?
Chauffeur VTC.
Again, that sounds like a kind of a business website, so I think that would go for more.
Yeah.
I think that if it's university, it might be university in another language.
Well, it's just got an extra Y on the end, so I think they're cashing in on the misspelling thing.
Yeah.
You know, but it would be university for $2,800, and then the other one for just over $1,000.
So is this people just like come up create domain names and then they try and turn them over?
Yeah,
No,
that's a
well,
huge business.
That's part of it, but the other part of it is like when you do a domain search, there are some that, like, depending on the provider you're looking at, already deem it as premium.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well, it's like
bluebox.com.
Right.
If it wasn't already taken, because it's such like common words,
right, and
or
it
could be
feels
something,
yeah.
They'll charge you a premium for it.
Well, how about this? Yeah, Cheetah Fast, like cheetah, the animal, Cheetah Fast, or Sambanda, 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 or Cheetah Fast.
Cheetah Fast sounds like a marketing thing. I'm gonna go with that one.
I think so too.
I'm gonna go with Sambanda just because of the non-English speaking thing. Like, that's got to be something somewhere.
Well, it was Cheetah Fast. Cheetah Fast took that one. And I was thinking the same thing, that if anything, Sambanda might be like some word in another language or a place or something I'm not aware of. Or how about this? Electrofence or profitablesales.com. Electrofence.
I feel like it would be hilarious if Profitable Sales was not the more expensive one,
kind
but
of
I feel like
ironic.
that's probably the one that's more expensive.
I'm going with Electrofence because I think that sounds like a business name. The other one sounds like a business scam.
Yeah, right.
A scam business.
One
name.
sounds like a shitty product. One sounds like a shitty service.
Right.
Both scams. But actually, this one's Electrofence went for $2,095, and Profitable Sales went for $9,888.
Oh, wow.
Not even close. Wow.
Really blew it out of the water on that one there. That comparison. How about this? Jenny Fong, like it's a name, Jenny Fong.
Okay.
Or Broadly. No, Broady. So it's Broad, Broadey. Broady or Jenny Fong.
I'm thinking it's Jenny. Jenny
Yeah.
from the Com.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Jenny Fong, too. That's got to be like a blogger's page.
Yeah, it's a narrow margin on that one. It was both 33 for Jenny Fong and 37 for Broadly.
Oh.
Broady.
Brody.
Okay.
We'll do one more here. Let me get a good one. And then, no, that is definitely another language. I'm not even gonna go near it at all. All right. Random. I don't like it. Give me one good one, okay. Oh, this is just fun because I can't read it. Oof. I think we know this. We're supposed to disorder treatment
Okay.
or Zambalosi.
Oh, I think disorder treatment.
Yeah, I know. But when I saw Zambalosi, I just wanted to say
Yeah.
Zambalosi.
Unless it's like
all
a
right.
special sandwich or something like that.
So how much is it for Zambalosi?
Well, let's find out. Well, these both went for a lot less than I thought. Both under $1,000.
Okay.
Zambalosi beats it out. $885 for disorder treatment, which I think is a steal. In this,
Yeah, I think
this
so, too.
drug-induced world we live in. And Zambalosi at $995. At $995, I'll give away anything.
Oh, so it's a $110 difference.
Yeah, that was a
One steak dinner.
one steak dinner. All right, last one. Thrillerboy.com. Now I want to go check it out, see what's at that
Right.
site. Or electrician.jp. So that's a
Ooh.
Japan designation.
Yeah,
A nation
it's-
designation.
I think
The margin is $50. I will
Really?
tell you that.
You know what?
I'm going with the electrician.
Fair enough. Palmer?
I'm going to go the other way just because I've been wrong so much.
Just because
by
you're a
not-
real thriller boy?
Yeah, let's go with Thriller Boy.
The Thriller Boy took it. Yeah, they went $5,000 for Thriller Boy and $4,950 for electrician.jp.
Wow.
Now, for those of you listening, and maybe even for Bill and Bob who may not know for these domains, you pay the premium one time, and then it's just like renewing any other domain for like $15 a year.
Yeah, the yearly
So-
is, yeah.
So the yearly stays the same, but these outrageous prices from anywhere from like $500 to $10,000, that's your one time, like, I'm going to own this.
So here's the last
Right.
question because I kept on hitting the button. How much do you think Chewy Caramel went for?
Not for as much as crunchy peanut butter.
Probably not.
$6,000.
$100.
Really?
That's it.
That's it. I guess whoever was
No.
sitting on that really didn't realize what they had. Some of these domain squatters. Oofda. But yeah, so if you want to check that out and have fun with your friends, domain-pricing.glitch.me.
I wonder if we could do a comparison. Like, I wonder on the open market if wickedtheory.com is worth more or less than agentpalmer.com.
Oh,
Because
if
you
we
and I are both sitting on our domains.
Oh, I'm sitting on two more, waiting for some genius to happen. That's never gonna, I guess. But yeah, so that's that. That's a little insight into how that shit goes down. If you're ever wondering, it actually gives me a decent idea of like what some like actual domains go for. You know what I mean? In a way, like you always think like, oh man, if I ever tried to buy, a domain I want, I'm probably gonna. Like it gives you like at least a more realistic barometer in a way, where they all seem to go for like a few grand. I'm sure the bigger, like if you managed to sit on Budweiser.com, yeah, you were getting a payday for that one.
Sure.
But those days are long gone. So you're just gonna get lucky with some word combos, I guess. You know what I'm saying? I have nothing. Is what I'm saying. But Palmer.
Yeah.
I think that brings us to the part of the show where I check the emails.
I think it's email time.
I think it's email time.
I was getting nervous. I thought for sure you were going to be like, all right, Palmer, here's your quiz again.
Oh, I
was like, oh, shit. Wait, what?
Oh, I should have ambushed you with something. Fuck. I didn't even think of that.
If only you had a good producer.
If only. If only. Maybe I should not leave him in the basement so long. In the basement lab.
Well, just as long as you lock him in the closet when he's done.
Okay, I can bring... See, Bobby's got a good point. I can bring you out of the basement, but I got to put you straight into a closet.
Is there a window in there?
No, but
it's a closet.
It's a closet, but it's one of those cheap doors that has like the slats on the front of it. That's a clothing closet kind of door.
There's a chance of sunlight.
Yes, you might get some indirect. So the first one here is from Young Master Wesley.
Wesley.
Well, Jay's not here, but it's a question about booze. Hey, you gentlemen. I recently discovered National Scotch Day is July 27th, and I plan on celebrating it. Is there another odd holiday you would like to celebrate? And if I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. I think he's meaning like somebody's national, like every day is something day nowadays.
Yeah, like National Pancake Day and National Pizza Day. Like, but you know what? If I don't get off for it,
yeah.
Like, if I don't get off of work for it, I don't give a fuck.
National Finger Bang Your Friend Day. I mean, why not? You know what I mean? Guys or gals, who cares? Hey,
if you got a close friend, you got a close friend.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. I know that there's in April, there is a national, or not national, but it's like overdue email forgiveness day or something like that. They call it like it's the one day where like if you haven't sent an email to somebody like you were probably supposed to send like a long time ago, it's like the one day like you should do that or can do that. Right. But I don't know. Do you have to put that in the email so that they know? Like,
well, if they didn't check their calendar that day, they won't know. They'll be like, this guy fucking didn't get me this email for like 3 months, and all of a sudden it shows up on this day. In fact, now that I think about it, Bill only emails me on this day every year.
And it's like 7 different emails.
And it's just answering the one that you sent him last year.
And then, I immediately have follow-up questions that I know I won't get answered for another year.
Yeah. I know National Coffee Day is sometime in September or October. It's in the fall.
That's true.
There's all these days because I know I talked to somebody who was a social media professional, and they were like, I can always get content by going and figuring out what day it is.
Yeah.
And proceeded to tell me all about how the fact that there was a National Pizza Day, there's a National Pepperoni Pizza Day. Like, you name the type of pizza, there's a day for it.
Yeah.
It's just Pizza Day. There's like National Extra Cheese Pizza Day.
Well, what I love is on Twitter when all of a sudden there's like 2 different days for that day, where it's like National Donut Day and it's like Be Kind to Your Stepmom Day or something like that. Like, and it's like they're very non-connected.
People do realize that there are only 365 days, right?
Right, and that like a day should probably only really be one thing if it's like one of these kind of like like socially kind of like innocuous kind of things.
Right. It's a little bit like if there's a day for everything, then there's no day is special, but then you're gonna have 2 things on a day.
Well, it's just not enough days in the year to give everything a day.
No, nothing's a big deal.
Exactly. You're going to have hours in the day knocked out. 8 o'clock is, dry roasted peanuts hour.
Well,
No, that's gonna have to be coffee hour.
Well, it's true. Dry roasted.
National Coffee Hour.
There you go.
so today,
Be all right. What is today?
okay, today,
Yeah.
National Agent Palmer Day.
That's every day, Bob.
National Do a Grouch a Favor Day.
Well, no one's done nothing for me all fucking day. What's up with that?
It's also National Almond Day, so get a fucking almond and give it to a grouch.
There you
all right?
go. 2 birds, 1 stone. Throw it at him. Don't get too close. All right.
I mean, here's the other thing.
Mhm.
He talks about days. There's also weeks and months, too. Like, there's National Pizza Month, there's National Pizza Week, and there's that. I'm just using pizza as the one example, but, like, it's ridiculous. You can do this. Like, just Google search what's today.
Yeah. Don't forget.
And
Don't forget, Palmer. We also have Year of the Dog, Year of the Cat, Year of the Monkey.
It's always something.
Yeah. So it's years, days, weeks, months, hours, minutes.
So our next email comes from.
Don't sound too excited there, Bill.
This one's from James.
Yeehaw, motherfucker.
Yeehaw. So James has been having a rough go lately, and I know that he lost another person in a sense. First, actually, there's a guy who's a big fan of a radio guy named Doc Thompson. So James sent us an email where one of the first lines in here is like, "Yeah, this has been so bummer of a week for me. Not because we didn't have a show last week. What was that last week? I don't know. I'm already drunk." That's how he starts out this email. So, but he gets into a really kind of like a long thing about Doc Thompson and everything that guy meant to him, and talks about some of the segments on that guy's show.
Wasn't he at the OK Corral over there in Tombstone, Arizona?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Was that Doc Thompson or Doc Holliday? Or...
Doc Holliday.
Oh, okay.
But I don't want to get too deep into it because it's all over the place a little bit, and I start stumbling over long passages like this. But I will read this one thing here. He says, one of the favorite segments on the show was the Friday Leftovers, which was the collections of the most idiotic, what the fuck are you insane type news stories each week. Yeah, many of them came from Florida, but it's Florida. And Doc became a Friday leftover. He went for a run. He loved going out on these runs, and near the studios for his company, he was running along a set of tracks that hadn't been unused, closed for years. And just that last month, it had been reopened by Amtrak. Ironically, Doc hated Amtrak. Who could have guessed that Amtrak would have fucking killed him? The tracks have been reopened only for a week or two before, and it wasn't very highly publicized and in a residential zone. So no whistleblowing at regular spots along the line. So anyway, he had some headphones on. He really didn't hear it coming. And when you can't even hear a train doing 70 plus miles per hour behind you, that's some damn good noise canceling.
Yeah.
So another friend of his passed away. So anyway, now that I've brought the show down to even more death, 2019 sucks. With the last Star Wars movie finished, are you expecting it to salvage the story, or be another epic fucked up failure like the last slow chase of nothing? James still having some angst and issues with
Yeah, I can't say that I feel the same way that James does about the last one.
right.
I'm in the same boat as Bob for the most part. I like the left turn.
Yeah, I mean, look,
I went into it expecting that it was not going to be the movie that you're expecting, because they never are.
I will say this: if you're the type of person who, like, the first one of these new ones, you were kind of like not that big on it, or had some problems with it, and then the second one you hated even more, you're probably gonna hate the third one too.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that they'll redeem it enough for those people to kind of snap back and be like, oh, wow, it all works now. Or, oh, I didn't know it was going to have like this kind of like a twisty thing that would kind of recontextualize everything. I can't imagine that. I don't think JJ's going for that big of a twist.
At the same time, Bill, I
Yeah.
can't imagine that the people who were unsure of 1 and didn't like 2,
Right.
they're still going to go see 3 anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're probably still going to go see 3 a couple times just to make sure it's as bad as they thought it was.
Well, if they give it a chance, at least like that, and they see it a couple times, at least that's fair. You know what I mean? Just, oh man, I hated it. Maybe I was wrong. All right, well that's fair. At least you're giving it a shot. But I don't know. I just feel like some people are just, they've already kind of written it off, and those people should just stay away. Stick to your guns with it. If you're a person who ever said, fuck this, I'm not going back, don't. Stick to your guns. Because you'll probably hate it, But, yeah, I mean, I had some bones with it too, but whatever. It can't all be perfect, and these days, nothing's as good.
Yeah, no, they don't. They're not trying for perfect anymore.
Well, I don't think
They're
that
just trying
anything
to make
is.
an effective, good movie.
I think the problem is that nothing's ever been perfect, but we just kind of nitpick shit. Like if those original Star Wars with Luke and them all came out these days, we'd be tearing those apart because that's just like what we, you know what I mean? All the things that we see as little oopses and mistakes, we'd or people, I should say, people would have a hard time with and make a big deal about.
Yeah, no, you're right.
It's kind of like this world we live in where now we have to dissect everything as if we are all fucking
I can do better.
right.
You know what? I do want to say, though, this last one is different because it is the last one.
Yeah.
I mean, it might be different. Like, I will tell you this. I never watched Friends, and I didn't really watch Seinfeld.
Right.
But I tuned in for the last episode of both.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? And we know that this puts an end on the chapter of those 3 trilogies. And I feel like that might get it, regardless of the critical and fan reception, I think people will go to see it as the end.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of that. I think it's carrying a lot of weight on the shoulders to make that aspect work, though. That's a lot of heavy lifting. It's like, oh, not just to wrap up this story, but the big story. It's a lot. It's a lot of weight. Paul, you still there?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
My phone's about to die, so I thought I charged it up enough. So I might lose you before we wrap, but we're wrapping now, so. James says, how did Palmer not watch Friends? Palmer doesn't have friends, so why would he watch a show called Friends?
It's true.
Yeah, really,
true.
it's just it's kind of sad.
Yeah, and it's like,
If you're gonna not have friends, own it.
and they're the kind of friends where, like, when I watched it a few times, I was like, I would probably punch all of you repeatedly. Just who was the dumbest? It was hard to say on that show.
Yeah.
I did laugh a couple times. I will be honest. But it was only a couple. I will say, folks, that if you're listening live and you look, there will be no after show tonight. It's not just because I'm kind of glad that Jay was able to tap out because I probably would have pulled off of the after show anyway. Not feeling so hot. I'm still sick. I'm still working off this cold and shit.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. I've been blowing my nose constantly, and like right now, I've been holding it, like waiting for a reason to go clear out. But as we get towards the back door here, on the way out, I guess what we should do is say thank you to Agent Palmer for coming.
I don't know. Do we have to thank him?
I don't know.
You don't have to thank me. I'm always here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, that's true. All right, so no thank you to you.
Well,
in Jay's absence, let me say fuck you.
That's good. Palmer?
No welcome to you? I don't know. What's the opposite of no thank you? No welcome?
No soup. No soup for you.
I think the opposite of thank you would be fuck you.
Right. Actually, what would hurt you the most if I was to be like, no plugs. No plugs for you.
I already got it in.
Yeah, I know. I know. That's why I can't bother with it. That's kind of. So since you got your plugs in already for agentpalmer.com, I will tell people they can send hate mail to theagentpalmer@gmail.com.
That's true. That's true.
If you have a problem with this show or anything we do, send it to him.
Yes.
That's right.
He will argue on your behalf.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do.
He will proceed to shred every bit.
As opposed to me just saying it and dumping it immediately, at least this person might bring it to my attention. Who knows? But
I will read.
Go ahead.
I will read it.
You will read it.
Yeah.
That's good. People, check out the DC TV Report every week. Our buddies Ed and Sarah over there watching TV for you and then telling you all about it. News, scoops, and updates and reviews and recaps of all the live-action DC TV shows.
They watch TV, so you don't have to.
New episodes every Sunday, catching you up just as the whole new week of episodes is about to begin. Spend your Sundays with them, because why not? They're good people. Agent Palmer, thank you for coming. Everyone, check out agentpalmer.com. Anytime, any day of the week. But Thursdays is when you're going to get new blog posts over there, new articles of cool shit. Brother Bob, people can find you on Twitter at
Bob WTPC.
You can find me at Wicked Theory. On Twitter, you can find the show at wickedtheory.com and wherever good podcasts are given away for free. I think that means I hit the outro music and we'll start heading for the door. Thanks for listening.
Later.
Check us out next time. This has been the Wicked Theory Podcast, and for that, we apologize.